Okay, guys, welcome back to our channel. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, we love you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, so this week we're actually going to take you through probably one of the most chilling cases that we've ever covered. Erika doesn't know this yet, but so week before... Sorry, your face. Weeks before the murders, a 17-year-old boy told multiple people that he was planning on killing his parents, but they just thought he was lying and being dramatic. But no, this MFer murders his parents and then proceeds to throw a rager with his parents' dead bodies still in the house. But before we get into the crazy details of this case...
How do I...
Yeah, Erika doesn't know what this case is about, so this one will be fun. But before we get into it, my name's Natalie.
I'm Erika, and this is Drunken True Crime. Do.
For those of you that are new, listen up. We have a few disclaimers. For those of you that are returning, we'll go through them really fast. So 1, we talk about true crime. 2, we drink. 3, we cuss. 4, we actually laugh sometimes too because we're typically making fun. Yeah, we're humans. And we're typically making fun of each other or the asshat murderers, but never the victims. So if that sounds like fun to you, grab your cocktails, grab those headphones, and jump in because this case is absolutely fucking sane. So this week,
What's our cocktail for this week, Natalie?
yeah, so I like the name that you had, but basically it's really simple.
Apple cider teeny.
But it's not a teeny, so that's what it's with whiskey. So like, all that to say, it's an apple cider whiskey drink. It's really good.
It's delicious.
It's very delicious. And this time we actually have 2 cinnamon sticks
I
because
know.
your girl went to the grocery store finally.
Unlike the drunken fall cider that we did a couple weeks ago where we only had 1 cinnamon stick.
Yeah, that we like shared amongst us, but you know.
I mean, I give this a 5 out of 5 martini glasses.
Yeah,
'cause
it's really
delicious.
good. It is really good. But getting into the case, again, this one's a crazy one, so buckle up, buttercups, because it's going to be a ride.
Pray for me, y'all.
Yeah, for real. So this story takes us back to July 2011 to the great Sunshine State. My script, this is great. The Sunshine State that we call Florida.
I call it the armpit of America, but okay.
Funny enough, so we all know that Florida gets a bad rep.
Casey Anthony.
Case in point. So if you're from Florida, we apologize, but it is what it is. But there must have been something extra in the water in July of 2011 because just 11 days after a Florida jury found Casey Anthony innocent, a 17-year-old Florida teen named Tyler Hadley murdered his parents, Blake and Mary Jo Hadley, and then proceeded to throw a party of a lifetime while his parents lay dead in their master bedroom.
Well, he's like, that bitch got away with murder, so why can't I?
Yeah, Florida, what is going on?
What is wrong with you, Florida?
But before we get into all that, we want to take a step back and talk about the victims and the family and what they were like before the murders.
Mary Jo Hadley was born in Braddock, Pennsylvania to parents Sam and Maggie.
Just dive in and try it.
Divitorio.
That's it.
She had 2 siblings, a brother and a sister named Sam Jr. and Lori. She was caring, sweet, and patient soul from the start, which is one of the main reasons she excelled at being an elementary school teacher. A student described Miss Hadley by stating, no matter who you were, even if she didn't like you, she would never give up on you. And that's telling.
Yeah, that really is, because it's so hard being a teacher. I don't know how they do it.
It's so hard.
And for a student to say that, like, no matter who you were, and even if you were disrespectful to her, like, she was going to give you the time of day and be there for you.
Wow. Mary Jo would go on to find her soulmate, Blake Hadley. Blake was a nuclear plant operator for Florida Power and Light. When the two met, they hit it off, and the rest is history, as they say. After getting married, the two decided it was time to grow their family, and they would go on to have 2 boys named Ryan and Tyler. Tyler was the baby and was born on December 16th, 1993, weighing in at just 3 pounds, 10 ounces, which resulting in him having to stay in the NICU for about a month.
Yeah.
The family decided to move to Port Lucie to be closer to Blake's parents, Maurice and Betty Hadley. Now, the family was described as a close-knit, ordinary family. although they enjoyed each other, they didn't go without their own struggles and fights. Right.
Every family fight.
As we say in this channel, there is no such thing as a perfect family.
There's not. There's really not. So we tried to research Ryan, but not much is said about him in his younger years. Probably because when this happened, he was in his early 20s and people just wanted to protect him and respect his privacy, which I completely understand.
Right.
Now, Tyler, on the other hand, doesn't deserve that respect. So we're going to talk about this douche canoe, okay?
Yes. Get in the deep, girl.
So Tyler was known as a sweet, polite, loving kid who was a mama's boy through and through. But his family does recall that there was always something just off about him. Now, he seemed withdrawn and struggled with self-esteem issues, like even suffering from bulimia in his adolescence. Now, he was dealing with a wide variety of health issues, both mentally and physically, including acne, depression, a thyroid condition, and his mother even put him on human growth hormones.
What the fuck?
I know, which sounds horrible, but he was getting bullied and teased so bad that she thought she was helping him. Now,
that coinciding
I
with
think
like
it's-
all the other stuff though, like all the meds probably?
I think it's like questionable when it comes to that parenting decision. However, she thought she was doing what was best for her kid.
Right.
Again, probably not something I would do, but this is the 90s too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to write it off as like you're a terrible mother. I'm just, was that the doctor suggested that? Or was she just saying, hey, I mean, he's getting bullied. Maybe this can help his self-esteem.
Yeah, I think it was probably.
Which, as a mother, you want to try to do everything in your impossibility to help your kid. So I understand that.
Yeah, I get it. I wish, though, a doctor would have been like, maybe not the best decision. But, it's the 90s again. Who knows how it really went down?
How would you
get it is sketch.
Otherwise, though?
No, I'm saying I'm hoping the doctor, like, cautioned her against it.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, showed her, like, told her what the side effects could be of it. But who knows how it went down. But anyways.
Now, when Tyler became a young teenager, he began acting out. At first, it was your typical teenage rebellion. Things like writing on the public bathroom stalls with Sharpies. I think we've all been there at one point in time. Natalie, Cancun example?
Yeah, so do you remember Cancun, that Mexican restaurant that my parents always took us to growing up?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so there was this one that was like really close to my house growing up, and my parents loved it. And I was so young when this happened. I had to have been probably like 8.
It was yesterday.
But the bathroom stalls always had like writing on it. And so like I took a Sharpie in there one day and I wrote it, but I literally wrote something like my initials, Hearts Gymnastics. So my parents immediately see this, right? And they're like, Natalie, we know that was you. And I was like, it wasn't me. And they're like, Natalie.
You would never know it was me.
We know it was you. They made me go up to the owners, apologize, and then offer to paint over the entire stall, like all of it, like for all of the bathrooms. Like, and I bet, like, the owner said no, but I bet my parents, I wouldn't put it above.
Love gymnastics.
So, like, I would not put it above my parents to, like, beg them to be like, no, please let her paint this. And put in the boys' bathroom, like, while you're at it. She should have to do that, too. Anyways.
There's examples of changing around Christmas yard decorations and setting them on fires, small fires. I mean, we used to call what we call deer hunting, which is, did you go with us?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so it was Natalie, me, Chelsea,
Katie.
and Katie. We would all go deer hunting. And what that means is if there's a neighborhood where we found like those lit up deer, which
like Christmas.
I have them now, which makes it even better.
Karma's going to come after
Karma is going to be a bitch. But like we used to like at night, we'd like go in the grass and like
we'd wear all black.
We wear all black and then arrange the deer in very provocative positions.
I bet like there's Karens out there now that would like arrest us for doing this.
Probably, but they wouldn't know it was us.
Because we're so stealthy. But for real, there's cameras everywhere now too on everyone's houses. Like we would totally get like in serious trouble doing this.
I'm not doing it now, but I'm just saying
no,
what
I'm
we
just
used
saying,
to do.
like how much fun was it? And now kids can't do that.
It was
sad.
so fun.
Yeah, it was a bonding.
We would get shot now if we did it, but
we would. Well,
we would totally get shot.
To be fair, that was still, like, some of the places we went, that was still a very large possibility that would have happened.
That's true. But we just risked it.
Yeah, we did. We're rebels. However, anyways, we're not like Tyler, though. We're not like Tyler.
We just rearranged the deers in very sexual positions.
We didn't start small fires.
Yeah, we didn't start small fires. We did the whole toilet paper rolling and, you know, we did deer hunting, but that's about it.
Yeah.
However, things would quickly escalate for Tyler, breaking windows, stealing. He would have huge fires. And even in June of 2010, he also hit and injured a child while driving in his dad's car.
Yeah, so literally one time him and his friends set a couch on fire in the river wildlife preserve, which turned into this, like, massive fire that, like, really damaged this, like, wilderness area. Yeah, so, like, really big things. Hitting someone, like, hitting a child with his dad's car when he shouldn't have been driving.
Like, on purpose? Did he drive away?
No, he wasn't. This was not intentional.
Oh, okay. But did he drive away?
You know what? I don't know.
They didn't go into specifics of that?
No.
Okay.
No, because he was a juvenile when it happened, so it's not like I can see the records, but it did come out in the, like, during the, we already told you he killed his parents, but during the actual case against his parents, it came out, but no, there weren't specifics.
So he started drinking at the age of 12, and by age 15, he was smoking and what my husband calls the devil's lettuce. And by 16, he was starting taking pills, including Xanax, Percocet, oxycodone, ecstasy, and DMT, which is a hallucinogen. And you know what just popped in my mind? Oxycontin, Xanax bars, Percocets, and lower tap,
Valium morphine
patches, ecstasy, and it's all up for grabs. What you want, what you need, hit me up, I got you, man. What you want, what you need, hit me up, I got you, man.
Yep.
That song alone got me through abnormal psych.
That's
how I graduated with my master's.
I just want y'all to know that is not in the script. We have not heard that song in probably 10 years. 8 years.
Please.
Well, I haven't heard
probably
it in like 8 years. Fair. In 8 years. I'm proud of us. Anyways.
So that was excellent. High five.
Good job. That's why we're besties.
He was skipping school. He was abusing alcohol and drugs, including marijuana or the devil's lettuce. He seems like every parent's dream kid.
Yeah.
Kids all have their issues. Parents all have their issues. Obviously, Tyler was going through some issues that he couldn't figure out.
He was having,
and that's like the social worker therapist in me. I'm like, stuff's going on that we cannot figure out. We got to get to the bottom of.
Yeah, he was struggling for sure.
Yeah. On April 10th of 2011, Tyler got into a fight at a party and was charged with aggravated battery. The judge ordered him to a week in jail, a county jail, and was placed on house arrest for 2 weeks after that.
Yeah. So again, to Erika's point, he was getting into it, right?
Getting into it.
So as punishment, Mary Jo decided to take Tyler's phone away from him. However, he did still have access to his computer, so he was still able to communicate with his friends via Facebook Messenger. Now, this is what he wrote to his friend Isadora, which an amazing name, by the way. I love that name.
Isadora.
So I'm going to say the name, what he said, and so forth.
Okay, you be Tyler.
Yeah.
I be Isadora.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna role play. Hope you like it.
Tyler, don't text me about drugs.
What happened?
My mom has it because I got arrested on Monday and she's flipping shit. I just got out today.
Oh, shit.
Fucking shit sucked.
You bad kid.
Just kidding. It's a pirate's life for me.
LMAO. What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't fucking associate with non-pirates.
What?
Okay, I'm done with all this nautical nonsense.
Smiley face. You're so silly. What are you doing?
Nothing, considering suicide.
Why?
Because I want to die, I guess. What other reasons are there?
Are you being serious?
Yes, I do want to die sometimes.
Don't die. Smoke a bowl whenever you're down.
I used to. Now I drink a lot when I'm depressed. It fills the emptiness inside of me.
You're quite a character. Smiley face sticking their tongue out.
Yes, but all my smiles are fake.
Oh, that's sad.
That is really sad.
That just brought me down a notch after
that
singing
did.
Oxycontin by Little White.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So by June, Tyler was still acting out and getting into trouble. One Friday night, just a month before the infamous party, Tyler came home drunk as a motherfucking skunk. Okay. Now, his parents were absolutely fed up at this point, and they Baker acted his ass. Now, for those of you that don't know what the Baker Act is, so it's a law that allows a doctor, mental health professionals, judges, law enforcement, or parents, if the person is under 18, to commit a person to a mental health treatment center for up to 72 hours if they display certain violent or suicidal signs of mental illness. Mm-hmm. So this is actually fairly common.
Yep.
And when I feel like when anyone does this, like they're at their wits' end and they just don't know what else to do, and they just want to make sure that the person is safe. So Mary Jo got him admitted to New Horizons, where she was hopeful that Tyler would get the help that he needed, and at first it appears that it was actually helping. Now Tyler received daily counseling, and Mary Jo was hopeful that Tyler was finally over this hurdle of his rebellious stage and was returning to that sweet, loving child she thought was underneath. But we will soon find out that this was all an act.
Just 2 weeks before the infamous. Why can't I say that word?
I was going to say it's spelled right. I don't know.
Just 2 weeks before the
Erika.
2 weeks before the party and the murders, Tyler traveled with his dad to attend a family reunion. His family recalls him acting completely normal, and his grandmother even stated, "I didn't see any indication there were any problems between Tyler and his parents." However, just a few days later, on July 2nd, after getting his phone taken away again, he Facebook messaged his friend Mercedes saying, we're going to role play again.
Okay.
You be Tyler, I be Mercedes.
Okay, Tyler. LOL, yep, she's a cunt. Faux shell, I might kill her.
Oh my God, no jail. Or I mean prison, LOL.
Oh well, heart. Jesus, Tyler. Now, this wasn't the first time Tyler had joked about murdering his parents. So when Tyler was actually just 10, he told his friends when Tyler was just 10 years old.
Mark Anthony, weren't you?
So when Tyler was just 10 years old, he told his friend Mark Andrews, who lived down the street from him, that he was going to kill his parents after getting into a fight with his mom. Now, Mark was able to calm Tyler down, and Mark just kind of wrote this off as a young boy getting overly emotional, right? However, fast forward to summer of 2011, and for weeks leading up to the party, Tyler mentioned to multiple people that he wanted to kill his parents. So once again, no one really took Tyler seriously here. They just thought he was being a testosterone-fueled teenage asshat who was just mad at his parents for disciplining him, right? So
that's some strong words, though.
That was hard to get out.
Those were. So the week of July 10th, Tyler starts spreading the message around school that he is going to throw a party. No one really believed him because he knew how strict his parents are and that they would never allow it. However, Tyler said that they would be out of town, so no need to worry. Then on July 16th, 2011 at 11:25 a.m., he Facebook messaged his friend Antonio the following. And we are going to do another role play since we're so good.
I'll be Tyler again. So, Tyler, sup, brah?
Chillin'. What you do tonight?
Trying to have a party at my crib.
Your parents ain't home?
Nope. Well, they leaving soon. Which he spells it. Yeah, leaving soon. He has a typo. Then at 12:15 p.m., he posted on Facebook, "Party at my crib tonight, ... maybe." Finally, at 8:15 p.m. that night, he posted another message on Facebook saying, "Party at my house, ... HMU," which hit me up.
Oh, I was like, how about you? But it's
no, hit me up. I mean, I kind of second guess myself too because we're like old as fuck, but like I'm pretty sure he's referring to hit me up here. So kids start showing up, the alcohol starts flowing, the drugs start coming out. Now, this party got pretty big, so over 100 kids showed up, and the majority of them didn't even know Tyler because Tyler was by no means what we would call popular at his high school. Now, people do recall Tyler acting strange all night. Many stated that he was obviously rolling, which we'll later find out that he took 3 ecstasy pills at the beginning of this night.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
He must be filling every wall.
Right. It was, I don't know, I've never done E, but like, do people call it that?
E?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was trying to be cool there, and I was like, didn't roll off the tongue very well.
Have you ever done E? At the beginning of the party, Tyler seemed concerned with making sure the house didn't get destroyed. He was yelling at people for smoking inside. However, by the end of the night, all fucks were thrown out of the window. People were smoking inside. They were throwing beer bottles everywhere, just completely trashing the place.
Which is like absolutely astronomical because like in high
That's
school,
so disrespectful.
it's so rude. Like in high school, we did not do that. Like
No.
when we went to people's houses for
We were
parties, we did not do
respectful of
that.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, editing Natalie here. Epic fucking fail. Our video must have gone out. However, the audio is still good, so we'll put up pictures to keep those of you that are watching on YouTube entertained still. But again, really sorry about it.
Then Tyler took the weird act to a whole new level. Tyler, his neighbor Mark, and Mark's girlfriend left to go grab some more beer because they ran out. While Mark was inside the gas station, Tyler turns to Mark's girlfriend and said, "My father died." Mark's girlfriend just assumed that he meant that his father has died a while ago. Then a few hours later, as Mark was leaving the party, Tyler pulls him aside and says, "Dude, I did some things. I might go to prison. I might go away for life. I don't know. Dude, I'm really freaking out right now." Mark was like, "What are you talking about?" Tyler says, "Dude, I know you are not going to believe me. No one will believe me. I freaking killed somebody." To which Mark's beautiful soul responds, "Dude, you killing someone is your own business. Don't be telling me that sort of thing. I don't need to know."
Which, like, if you didn't know this kid that well, and he was like, "Yeah, I killed someone," and one, you're not really thinking
That
he
is
was
a
like,
loyal friend.
well, that's one. I feel like it's like kind of the opposite. He was like, "Dude, I don't want to be involved in this. Like, I think you're joking, but if you're being serious, like, I don't want to have like any involvement with this. Like, keep it to yourself."
Right. Well, he didn't go tell the police or anything. He's like, "Just keep it to yourself."
Yeah. Well,
That's the dude that hides bodies with you.
so rightfully so, Mark dips the fuck out, and Tyler returns to the party. Now, one of the kids who had just met Tyler that night pulled Tyler aside to thank him for throwing the party and providing the beer. Nice fucking thing to do, right? To which Tyler replies, "I just wanted to do something fun before I left.
Where are you going?
I'm going to kill myself
Why would you do that?
because I did something really bad.
What'd you do? It can't be that bad."
Don't worry, if I get caught, I'll be in jail for a long time." Now, mind you, this kid had just met Tyler, right? And he tells him all of this stuff.
Oh, shit.
So he was like, "Okay, dude, I'm going to go back over here and talk to the normal people because, like, you're freaking me the fuck out."
Right.
You know, I was just trying to say
That's
thank
some
you.
heavy stuff going on right there, and I don't want to be involved. That's bringing me down.
Exactly. Like, I'm just here to party.
Right.
Like, stop. So Tyler also told his friend Kimberly, also named, hold on, I can't say this without laughing. Okay.
Kimberly.
Also known as K Nasty,
Okay, nasty, you girl.
that he was going to go away for 60 years. So when K Nasty asked why, Tyler said, I know I can't say it without laughing.
Okay, nasty.
But when K Nasty asked why, Tyler said that she would find out tomorrow.
Now, like we said, there were over 100 kids at this party. The place was trash, but partygoers remember it being really gross even before the party was really going.
Yeah, sorry.
They reported brown dark stains on the walls and tiles and even in the keyboard of the computer. Everyone just chalked this up to the soda or spilled beer from beer pong. One kid even remembers playing beer pong and states that the ball rolled under the table and got stuck in the sticky brown substance. He didn't think much of it and just washed the ball off in the sink. Well, he would later find out that the sticky brown substance was in fact not soda but dried blood. That's right, these kids played beer pong with a blood ball. Partygoers also recall that the master bedroom was locked and Tyler would get mad if anyone went near it.
So around midnight, Tyler's best friend, Michael Mandel, arrived at the party. Now, Michael and Tyler had been friends for almost 10 years at this point, and they lived just a block from each other. Now, at some point around 1 a.m., Tyler pulled Michael aside and said he needed to talk to him in private, so the two decided to go outside, and they walked down the street to make sure that no one could hear them. Now, it was here, underneath the stop sign, that Tyler told Michael that he had killed his parents. Michael, not believing Tyler, said, "Yeah, right, dude. Like, you know, I get that. Like, if someone were to pull me aside at a party who's, like, obviously rolling drunk.
I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, like, okay, bro.
Okay.
However, Tyler responded, "Michael, I'm being real. I'm not lying to you. If you look closely enough, you can see signs." He then instructed Michael to look at the driveway where Tyler's parents' cars were, even though Tyler told people that his parents were out of town. Michael was still in disbelief, so Tyler took him to the garage and showed him a bloody footprint. Tyler then takes Michael to the master bedroom, unlocks the door, and Michael walks in to find blood everywhere and a huge pile of shit from all around the house. So things like dining room chairs, towels, magazines, etc. It was underneath this huge pile that Michael then saw a thick white leg sticking out. At this point, Tyler breaks down and tells Michael everything. So Tyler stated that the afternoon of the party, Tyler went around and hid his parents' cell phones so that they wouldn't be able to call police. So he planned this shit. He listened to music to hype himself up, and then he took 3 ecstasy pills. He then went and grabbed a claw hammer out of the garage. He comes back in the house and finds his mother sitting at the computer. He stated that he just stood there for 5 minutes contemplating and pondering what he was about to do, and then he took the hammer and started attacking his mom. Mary Jo screamed out, "Why?" over and over again.
Oh my God.
Now, at this point, Blake hears Mary Jo screaming, and he runs into the kitchen and sees what Tyler has done. The two lock eyes, and the only word Blake could muster up was, "Why?" To which Tyler screams, "Why the fuck not?" He continued screaming this over and over again as he beat his father to death. Now, we've read the testimony of the medical examiner, and we aren't going to go through all of it because it's extremely gruesome, but we do want to read some of it because we need you to understand the magnitude of their injuries that was inflicted by their own flesh and blood. So first, we're going to start with Mary Jo. The ME testified that Mary Jo died from blunt force trauma and recorded 36 impact blows to her head and back. One blow was so bad that it left a large gaping wound where brain tissue was actually visible. She suffered from internal injuries, multiple broken ribs, and one of the ribs actually lacerated her lung. So the ME also noted defensive wounds on her arms where she tried to protect herself from her own son. And I want to note that Mary Jo was alive and felt every single one of these blows.
Bless her heart.
I know. Blake, now he suffered 70 injury areas. So he had 70 wounds. With 36 different pattern injuries. So most of his wounds were on his chest, head, and back, indicating that he was fighting for his life at this time. Blake also had defensive wounds, 17 in total. So there were 70 injured areas, if that makes sense, with 36 different pattern injuries. So only 17 were actually defensive wounds. Now, he had painful fractures to his legs and arms. His lungs had filled up with fluid, and he too had a large gaping wound in the back of his skull. Again, this is just a small glimpse into the brutal attack that Tyler performed on his parents. So now that we got through that, at this point, we're going to do 5 big gulps because we made it through that.
That was horrifying.
I told you it was one of the most gruesome cases we've ever covered.
Okay. 5 big gulps. Ready?
Go. Tyler then tells Michael that after the attack, he wrapped his parents' heads in a towel, dragged them into their bedroom, laid them face down on the floor, and threw the hammer in between them. He then started taking anything with blood on it from the kitchen and living room area and throwing it in the bedroom on top of his parents. He then spent the next 3 hours cleaning, which he didn't do a really great job because there was still blood everywhere. Yeah. Tyler then went on Facebook, announced he was having a party, and then proceeded to throw this rager. Now, at this point, Michael is obviously in complete shock. He viewed Tyler's parents as his second parents and still could not wrap his brain around the fact that Tyler did this. Now, Michael walks out of the bedroom, and you think that he would leave at this point, right? But no. Homeboy stays. He stays at the party for the next 2 hours, and he even takes a selfie with Tyler later on in the night.
What kind of fucked up shit is that?
Right, exactly. So when questioned about this, Michael states that he knew that he was going to call police on Tyler when he left and just wanted a few more hours with Tyler because he knew it would be their last. And I will say, if you look at the selfie, they're not happy. But Michael then goes on to say, and I quote, "If you were in my shoes and that guy was your best friend, you wouldn't want to leave right away. I know how heinous and sick this is, and you know what he did, but you wouldn't have run away because you're comfortable with this guy. You didn't see him as a killer, even though he was one." I still think it's weird, but like a part of me kind of gets it. And he does call police on his friend, but it's still kind of fucked up. You still went on and partied with this guy after he killed your second parents.
Honestly, I don't think I could continue partying.
Yeah.
But I would be there when if you did that, I would make you call 911 and I would stay there with you.
Yeah.
And now, there is a rumor going around the party that the kid, because again, not everyone knew Tyler at this party, killed his parents.
Yeah.
Then around 2, someone announcing there is another party. Many kids retreat, get in their car, and peel away as the dumb teenage boys will do.
Yeah.
What my husband will still do from time to time as well. And your husband.
My husband, for sure. 100% still does that.
This commotion pissed the neighbors off, and one was so fed up, Karen, with the party that they finally called the police. Just a little while later, 2 officers from Port St. Lucie Police Department arrived at Tyler's house. It was obvious that there had been a party, but at this point, the 20 kids that still remained all hide in Tyler's bedroom, silent and afraid they were about to be busted. But nope, the police talk to Tyler for a little bit and they just leave.
The party starts back up, and the kids that had left originally, they start coming back because the other party was in fact not happening. Like,
okay.
I just said this. Yeah.
Okay. So the party continues. Tyler's weird antics continue. The rumors continue. And finally, Michael leaves. Before leaving, though, he hid the 10 Percocet pills that Tyler told him he was going to use to commit suicide. After Michael left, he called the Crime Stoppers hotline and told them everything. Michael, however, wasn't the only person to call. Multiple people from the party also called police.
It's not an emergency, just it kind of is. Just someone had a party tonight, and someone reported that this kid had killed their parents.
He told me that the kid got up, and he was like, he told me that, like, the gist of it, that he did something to his parents, and I was like, bro, I don't want to know any details. He said he already called and reported everything to Crime Stoppers. I was just calling because I felt like I needed to.
So at 4:32 a.m., officers returned to Tyler's house because remember, they were already there earlier because of the neighbor who called about the party. They go up to the door and knock. Now, Tyler answers, and police immediately recall that he seemed frantic, disheveled, strung out, and annoyed that police were back. Tyler told police, quote, "I know I'm going to Rock Road, so just take me," which Rock Road is the local jail. That's what he was referring to. Police put Tyler in the squad car and then enter the house where they find the crime scene and eventually find the bodies of Mary Jo and Blake. Now, Tyler was obviously arrested at this point, and the rest of the family was notified. Now, Ryan, remember Tyler's older brother, who had just moved out of the house 6 weeks earlier to attend college in North Carolina, said he was in absolute shock.
Now, in this entire case, I think Ryan is honestly the biggest victim. Not only did he lose both of his parents, but he lost his brother in the process too. In addition, Ryan had to deal with everything after the murders. Planning the service, figuring out the wills, petitioning to where Tyler couldn't receive any of their parents' estate, and worst of all, he technically became Tyler's legal guardians. The strength of this kid, and remember, he was only in his early 20s at the time.
Yeah, I mean, think about having to deal with all of that, go through all of the legal aspects of all of those things, and grieve the loss of his parents and his brother, and realizing that it was at the hands of his brother. Like, that's insane to have to go through all that.
He planned the service of his parents, in which over 1,000 people attended. After the service, Ryan stated that he was going to go and see his brother in prison, stating, "It's what my parents would want me to do. They wouldn't want me to abandon him. I don't know what I'm going to say. I probably will just sit there and cry." It's astonishing to me the difference between the two kids who grew up in the same household. How can one brother go to be a productive member of society while the other goes on to murder his parents? It's baffling.
It's scary. Like, it's so scary. I mean, I don't know, I have lots of brothers, and we're all, like, a little bit different, but, like, I feel like our moral, like, compass is all still the same, right?
Genetics only go so far.
I know, but, like, my point being, though, is if they were raised in the same house by the same people, that's nurture too. And they were raised in the exact same household. So how is it? And they're not that far apart in age. So, like,
nature.
But they have the same genetics.
Yeah.
That's my point, is, like, they have the same genetics. They were raised in the exact same household. You know, it's just astonishing.
As just so everyone knows, although Ryan struggled a lot after his parents' murder and still struggles to this day, he does have a happy ending. He lives in the Great Smoky Mountains in North Carolina with his wife and their puppy. He even co-wrote a book with his therapist that helped him work through his grief, and the book is called 1,000 Fireflies and is available on Amazon.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
I know. So if you want to, it's really actually very touching. It's really, I don't know, listening to their story, it's really inspiring, and it's very sad still too, because like it talks about the grief that he went through and like dealing with all those things again at the age of 20, and it just being such a shock because again, no one in his family really saw this coming. Like, yeah, he was troubled, yeah, he was getting into trouble, but like you could say that about so many kids,
right?
You know, like it wasn't like terrible trouble. He wasn't like killing puppies or like, you know, going out and like attacking like people that.
But that's that's what baffles me in the Maddie Clifton case too. Like that kid, I mean, he was troubled. He had signs, but you wouldn't think that he would go ballistic on
but just
a 9-year-old.
Yeah, an 8-year-old dude.
Or 8-year-old.
She was I only know that because I literally just posted that. Yeah, he was a class clown and just snapped, to your point.
Right.
It's terrifying. Anyways, so now Tyler, on the other hand, continued to be the same douche canoe that he was at 17 years old.
Wonderful.
Now, he reportedly told inmates in prison, "You should have come to the party. It was awesome." He then bragged to his friends about his fame from the murder, stating, "When this shit went down, it went worldwide. I was the second most popular story after the economy." So he gets fan letters, which is so fucking disgusting. Like, just be better, people, okay? Overall, just be better, okay? And he responds to these fan letters and sorry, making fun of him, and signs it Hambo, short for Hammer Boy.
You are a disgusting human
You're
being.
a fucktard. He also signs autographs for prisoners with Hammer Time. This kid is so fucking disgusting. And I say kid because I honestly don't think he'll ever grow up. Like, I really don't.
He just doesn't get it.
He doesn't. Like, there's something significantly wrong with this kid.
So now, since Tyler was only 17 when he committed the murders, he could not be sentenced to death. But the prosecution did pursue 2 life sentences. Before the trial, Tyler wrote a letter to his grandparents stating, "I was just living my life as a normal 17-year-old kid, and next thing I know, I'm in the middle of St. Lucie County Jail. I ruined a lot of people's lives. I can't seem to forgive myself. I find myself crying a lot because of all the guilt. Every day I beg for forgiveness, and I ask God not to send me to hell. I don't want to go there. Father Michael told me that if I just confess my sins and repent, then God will forgive me for everything. I just can't get rid of all this awful guilt. It's swallowing me whole. I'm extremely nervous that I'm going to get a life sentence. It's making me pretty depressed, and I want to say I'm really sorry for all the grief that I've stirred up. I know everyone thinks I'm a psychopath and all, but I really am sorry for everything. I've been praying every day for forgiveness and for a decent plea offer. I should get one since it's my first offense. I feel extremely bad for Ryan, and especially you and my other grandparents, for the grief I've caused. I feel like Ryan doesn't love me anymore, but I know he does, and he's just going through a rough time. It's so hard going through this. I'm scared, and I feel so alone."
Okay, so take a step back. I'm gonna tell you how I felt about that, and then I want to know your reactions of that, because to me, it just seems like he's talking about himself a lot. He's very self-centered, and he's kind of like pushing away all the feelings that everyone around him are feeling and saying, you know, I'm worried about how this is going to impact me, and I'm sorry what it did to you, but like, I'm the one that might get a life sentence. Like, I'm so scared about that. Like, bitch, please, you're lucky you're not getting the death penalty. Like, to me, it just seemed very self-centered in a child again.
Right. I mean, I didn't catch on until you said that it was very self-centered. What I just thought is that he is writing something that he thinks people want to hear.
Yeah, right. It's fake.
It's all fake. It's not. It's interesting how he put psychopath.
Yeah.
In that, because I feel like that's truly how he sees himself now too.
Yeah, I mean, he's.
I truly think that he just wrote that
like appease
people,
yeah.
to feel like this is what people want to hear, so he'll probably get a lesser sentence.
Yeah, he's probably hoping that this gets put in front of the judge so that they see him as
he's
remorseful.
trying and remorseful, and he's so
not.
sorry for what he did when he's not.
No, he's not at all. You can see right through that.
I mean, fucking Hammer Time. Are you kidding me?
That's my point is, like, I think he just liked the fame that came out of all of this, and that's what his focus was on, and it's disgusting.
Right.
Ugh, I can't stand him. Now, in 2014, Tyler is eventually convicted and sentenced to 2 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. At the sentencing hearing, when Tyler's brother Ryan was asked what he wants to see happen to his brother, this is what he had to say.
Well, I guess what I want is for him to get the maximum penalty possible, which I understand is life in prison without parole.
So later, later, Florida's 4th District Court of Appeal overturned Tyler's original sentence and ordered a resentencing, stating the trial court did not consider the correct alternative to a life sentence. Tyler was sentenced to 2 life terms, but Tyler's case will be up for review again in 25 years to determine if the life terms are still appropriate based on Tyler's conduct and behavior in prison, which is absolutely fucking disgusting.
Is that because, like, of his age?
Yep, exactly. So, in my opinion, this kid is exactly where he belongs. If he gets out, he'll just think that he got away with it. He'll brag about it, and he'll do this shit again because it brought him fame or clout or made him popular in his eyes.
I'd be curious to know, like, how he describes it now.
Yeah.
And, like, what his thoughts are now.
Yeah.
To everything.
I mean,
it's almost been 10 years since the murders.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really know.
Or it's been over 10 years since the murders. It's been 11 years now. So I'm curious to know, like, how he feels now after a full decade.
Yeah.
To see if he actually grew up or if it's still the same kind of thought process of, oh, woe is me.
Yeah. But like him signing that stuff and doing those things, that wasn't like immediately after. That kid was not 17 when he was doing that shit.
Oh, I know.
He was older. Like,
he was older because trials take forever.
Right.
But still, your, frontal lobe doesn't completely form until 23.
Right.
So, like, I would be curious to know what he thought about now.
Yeah. I could care fucking less what this kid has to say. And I know, and I get it. Like, it's really hard to sentence someone to that long at 17. I agree. I'm not big on sentencing kids to life in prison. But just how he reacted.
Oh, I'm not justifying his behavior in any way.
Right.
That's just my own curiosity, like, coming into effect.
Like, does it change at all? Like,
is there
he
any
grow
change?
up?
Did he grow up? Is he remorseful now?
Right.
Or is he a true psychopath that doesn't feel empathy?
I don't know. To your point, it would be interesting, but I still think that he just looks at this as he got away with it. And he got fame out of it. But anyways.
I think he would do it again.
Yeah,
if he were to get out.
I do too. I 100% do. Because he seemed like excited about all that came after it. Mm-hmm. Like he seemed like he found a place in prison.
Like there's there's like little consequence, but a lot of reward because he had fan letters. He was
he was like popular
all
in
over
prison.
the news nationwide.
Yeah,
like
it was just gross. Oh, he's disgusting. But anyways, that is the gruesome tale of Tyler Hadley and the douche canoe that he is. And our thoughts and prayers go out to Ryan. We're glad to hear that he has turned his life around and he has had a happy ending, but like that will still be such a black mark in his life, and he's never going to get over it. But at least he has found some happiness in this tragedy. So with that being said, though, friends,
be a bitch and stay alive. Cheers.